I'll come to you, Brahma. So let me take this call from Kunle. Kunle?
Yes, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Let me start by saying God bless Nymah. God bless Nymah. God bless Nymah. See, the first question is, what is the motive? What is the motive? I believe the motive is not to make Nigeria better, please. And we must all search ourselves. The motive is not to make Nigeria better. The motive is her personal gain. That's the first thing. Secondly, if something happened 30 years ago, for God's sake, it's time to move on. No matter what happens, any one of us has experience. But if you are still beaten about 30 years ago, then you have a serious problem. Very serious one. Thirdly, I also schooled in the UK. And I have Indians and Kenyans as classmates. These people, they will talk about their country among themselves, but they will never discuss their country negatively with you. I never found one. My Kenyan friend once asked me, how is it that Nigerians are so loud in condemning their country? I couldn't give you a definite answer. And that's the truth. Last year, there were 23,000 carjackings in South Africa. 23,000. Carjackings, not car theft. Carjackings, 23,000. But when you talk about South Africa and Nigeria today, what you remember is DSTV and ShopRite. What is wrong with us? We are not the only one who has problems. We can discuss this among ourselves. But when you go out there and you are destroying everything, or the day you are going to face a consequence at an immigration border, it will be because one Nigerian has badmouthed every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me let you jump in.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is that I want to put aside all the things that, where you said that is her personal ambition, that's why she's saying all of those things. I want to put them aside. But truly, truly, what she's saying, isn't it true? Isn't it, everything that she has said is really, really true? And what the one thing she said that we have not even mentioned is the fact that she said we have greedy leaders, we have bad leaders. And I think that is where I feel those are things that will have been able to change, because these are human beings that we elect into office, and we expect, because we have everything that should make the country move forward, but because we have bad leaders, that is why we have not moved forward. I think that's the point where she elaborated, she stressed on that we have.
So I get that, Ramatu, but I think what I'm hearing also is that every country has bad leaders. Everybody has corruption. Everybody has things happening, but we as a people must begin to now choose what we want to highlight and amplify at every opportunity. So yes, everything, and I agree with you, what she has said is saying the truth. We can all sit down here and go back to our own history of how we all had to kill rats. I mean, my father would tell you that he ate bugs. My father would tell you he used to eat bugs. I mean, I thought that was bizarre. But I don't think anybody today is eating bugs, because we passed that level. So the point is that, yes, we have our experiences, but should you use it for a political growth? Because I have a comment here from somebody saying that, I love Nymah. Please give her a hug for me. Truth is that the cane they used to beat the first wife will be used to beat Kemi. They're talking about Liz Truss, I'm sure. Yeah. The Conservatives will dump her very quickly once she's boldly communicated her true intent for the immigrant community. Kemi speaks simply for political growth. So this is about career development, career growth to become prime minister. And that's what she's saying. That is the objective of this conversation. Not so much that she doesn't appreciate Nigeria. So can we see it in that perspective? That's the third phase now. She's doing these things for her career growth in politics, not because she hates her country. No, I mean, those are where her parents are from. So obviously she does love her. She has uncles. I hear she's even the first cousin to our former vice president.
She should reflect on the methods she's using to do this. Because I don't see how you love a place and you put the place as well as the people in danger. So we're constantly trying to migrate to the UK for better life. Yes, that's a fact. Those are the truth. Since we're talking truth, Nigerians are constantly trying to get to the UK for better employment, for better earning power, because, you know, the pound is not comparable to the naira in any class. So we know why we are going there. Most Nigerians are there so that they can just convert their pounds to become rich men in Nigeria because of the difference of the currency. Yes, but when you put yourself out there and you do this and you legitimize, because you give acknowledgement to the mentality of a British who doesn't think we deserve. That's a problem. So when you say that I make assumptions of what she's saying, no, that's not true. She is quoted. I've seen the videos, not that I saw her videos of her speaking about slave trade. I lost respect. I saw the one of bottom wiping. I don't even know what to make of it every time. I don't know why she has to do that. But I know that politics is a politics in the UK right now. Whether the black nations deserve a compensation, whether there should be some form of repatriation, yes. So we know that is happening. And that's why when she makes those comments, it's a political one, because it's a political debate relevant only to that place. So I'm not making assumptions of her. Assumptions would be that I assume she's not a good wife because I don't live in her house. I'm not her husband, or I assume she's not a good mother. But what she puts out in public as regards her aspirations for office is public knowledge.
Okay, let me take this call from Ife.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good morning. Thanks for calling from Ile-Ife.
I'm Adekola Junai from Ile-Ife. Thank you very much for your call, for your giving me the chance. You see, the woman in hijab is actually giving the argumentum ad ignorantio. She's arguing from ignorance. One, how can you say somebody's opinion is bad for whatever she wants to do? Two, they've been giving you money for ages. What have you done with it? You want money from these people. Yet we were the ones who educated the white people all over the world. Why should we be enslaved? And you are now talking of they should give you reparation. Well, all the money that you have been making all your life, what have you done with it? It's unfortunate that some people actually argue against themselves without knowing it.
Okay, so that's his own personal view concerning slavery, I think, repatriation, if it's actually required.
So who has been
it's an ongoing debate. She may be talking about IMF giving loans to African nations.
Which is even worse.
So the point is that it's an ongoing debate. We're not going to debate about that at this point. We're only discussing about Nigeria's perspective on Kemi Badenoch. That's our topic today. Let me take it from Mr. Gbenga Adem Mujimi. He says, Kemi Badenoch, you won't see a Korean or a Chinese knocking her country down and denigrating her people because she's not a British politician. Well, again, we see that, and my own perspective, my own personal view is that we shouldn't judge this woman from our own lenses. Yeah. Because we always assume that she's trying to do this because of the political growth or gain. I think we should see her for who she is, a British politician. Her growing up years were in the UK. She was out of Nigeria from primary school. She went to the US. So let's stop assuming she's a Nigerian. Mentally, she is not. She's British through and through. So the truth is that we must acknowledge that and don't expect her. Because even when Obama became president, everybody thought, oh, Obama is going to open it. We'll have an African president. So now it's going to be... The reverse was the case. Remember, African nations were complaining that Obama was not even interested in the growth of the African economies at all. So the truth is that why must we judge this woman based on our personal perspective or assume?
Okay, so Obama didn't pick out Kenya, which is his African origin, as a point of campaign. When he picked it, he amplified it for diversity, for acceptance. He did not amplify it that, okay, Bokona pity me, I'm coming from the worst. I'm coming from a lot, so as I'm going to a lot now, you should just accept.
Identity politics.
He didn't do that. What he did was, go home, do a video with his grandmother to show diversity. So imagine that all of Nigeria were cheering because Kemi is Nigerian. She's talking about Nigeria positively. She's come home to maybe where she's from in Nigeria to make a visit saying, I'm from Nigerian descent. I'm married to British. I am British, but I'm of Nigerian descent. She's proudly carrying the name. So that she runs for office with all of us cheering, and then when she's in office, she visits our president as the Prime Minister of Britain of Nigerian descent, coming to talk to our president about what must change, how we must fight corruption, how the issue of NEPA and whatever must be in the past, because she didn't use lights to read when she went to school. I don't know whether you're getting me. It's timing, platform, and motive. That is my problem. Why now? Why this? Why where you are now? Because you can always get to that office and your intention is to change. You use the office, change things. Okay. What's his name? Adewumi Adesina is president of African Development Bank. Because of that, a lot of developments are channeled home. Okonjo-Iweala is doing the same thing. When she gives advice to our government here, it is taken with all seriousness because she's telling you the problem as a Nigerian in power. But you are aspiring to power, and it's almost as if you're blocking. Look at what UK does every day. They make about 43 billion, from, visa and applications to go there. And yet they make the applications more stringent, more stiffer for our people to get there.
Okay. Let me take this call from Aisha and hold thing. Aisha, thanks for calling. Comments on social media, please.
Yeah.
Aisha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm calling from the UK. My contribution is that, see, what you say from your mouth defines who you are, your personality. So us here in the UK, Kemi is a total disgrace. I cannot even stand and say, oh, I want to associate with her personality or person being, like a Nigerian attaining such heights here in the UK. No, I don't want to. Because you cannot decide where you come from. She studied in Nigeria from the age of 16. She went to secondary school in Nigeria before leaving back to the UK here. Kemi is my age mate. We are all age mates. And most of us, I can tell you, I did not see that running out of the car. I don't know where Kemi saw that in Nigeria. And she have to check her background. Her parents are educated. Her father is a doctor. Are you telling me the side of a doctor in Nigeria was drinking liquor from the tap? I mean, there are so many exaggerations to that story. And she keeps telling this market or what she's selling to the British here. And trust me, my dear sisters, they are not even buying it. They know her motive, their ulterior motive is just to get to that level of prime minister. I mean, what is impacting on the British here? All these things that she's saying. What is the impact to the British man? What's the impact on their society? That's what you're looking at as well. There's so many issues here in Britain. She's not addressing that. She's not looking at the political issues here. She's not looking at the crisis we're having here in the UK. She keeps focusing on Nigeria, sitting on Africans, sitting on back home, not making any positive impact on issues in any way. What I know is that the shame will come upon her very soon. We are here in the UK. We know how it works. The shame will come upon her as very easily.
Okay, thank you very much for Aisha for telling you. Have comments on social media?
Yes, so Lasisi Raphael said, why are we behaving like we are not civilized? Mrs. Kemi is not a Nigerian, like Obama is not Kenyan. The day she shows emotions towards Nigeria, she'll be removed as the leader of her party. It's politics.
Okay, so there's another story. They say Corey Michael said, Kemi has never been a Nigerian. We should stop bothering ourselves about her, and she needs no acknowledgement. Then there's a question for Nymah. How and who should they pay repatriations to? Because we also know that black people own slaves. We should also have the Arabs pay us in that case.
We are not discussing repatriation because it's a big international discussion.
Yeah.
It's not
Even a matter for another day. I have opinions.
It's a conversation. Everybody has opinions on this matter. We can open it, and it's not a conversation. We're not going to put Nymah on the stage for that.
Yeah.
Let's.
Andam says, on the other hand, Kemi was raised by typical Nigerians who bash their country. What do you expect from people like that?
Yeah.
Someone says,
Say,
some
Nymah,
of us have lived in the UK, and it's not exactly El Dorado. That's for those living there. And a lot of people.
Okay, so let's bring the conversation back home, because let's leave Kemi on one side and then talk about Nigerians as a people, how we begin to talk about ourselves. Now, should we say our reality? Because I've always advocated that, for example, that Nollywood should stop projecting our reality, but project a future for our children. I mean, and that's something we need to
Remember my stand on
I've always, I did a TEDx on it.
Yes.
I did say that
I disagreed.
Yes.
That they should state our reality,
the reality.
for us to be able to change.
And I've been saying that the reason, because I was arguing recently that my child has never seen a Nigerian police officer as a clean Nigerian, well-dressed, polite police officer, because in her head, or his head, all they see is Nigerian police that collects money over the radio, over the window. Or they see them looking all rusty and all crusty. So they need, it's the movies that will begin to change the thinking of the young people, us. When you see a Nigerian movie and you watch police officers looking the part of what we want them to look like. If you go to hospitals in the movies and they are proper hospitals, if you go to schools in the movies and they are proper schools, then you are painting a picture for people to begin to have pride in who they are. Because the truth is that if we don't change our mentality and thinking, we will travel out of the country and will continue to denigrate where we're coming from. That's the truth. So what can we begin to do as a people to change the mindset. Yes, we are coming from poverty. We're coming from a situation where things are really bad. The economy is horrible. But what kind of future do we want for our child? Do we want our child to become a prime minister in the UK tomorrow and be doing exactly the same thing? Is that what we want? How do we change that?
So when you talk about poverty, you talk about poverty as if the people that have poverty don't have integrity. We're coming for poverty, but we need to learn to have integrity as a country. That is, all we need is simple integrity. Everybody,
on whose part? Leaders or
all of us, citizens, leaders, we're all citizens of this country. Do the right thing. You're supposed to place this cup here, place the cup here. If you do not place the cup here properly, take accountability for not placing the cup properly, apologize and do better. It's just simple. What we need in this country is people to have integrity, to bring up our kids to have integrity, for us to start having integrity and accountability. It is that simple.
Okay. Let me take Tom. I'll come back to you. Tom, Abuja from Abuja. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks so much for having me. I wonder why some people are bashing Ajia for voicing out our opinion on this. Patriotism is not bought in the market. People with values don't devalue people. A nation, Nigeria, is a nation where many countries all over the world want to marry. So if she chooses to be a chatterland over there and say all manners of things about Nigeria, let's forget about her. The time is coming when she will be looking for Nigeria. I have been there before. I have my siblings there right now. I know what they are facing. You will not see a British speaking ills of their country. Are you saying Britain is better than any other country in the world? They don't have crime. They don't commit atrocities. You don't see how they treated people that they were protesting. Have we not seen people begging for food in UK? Have we not seen people queuing to get here? What nonsense are we talking about? That lady has no value. So let her continue. Meanwhile, I know, because she wants to get position, because when she was contesting first, I remember I think sometimes last year, she started that nonsense. Now she got this one and she started it. Let's see what happened during the next election. She'll be so surprised as some Nigerians some Britons of Nigerian descent will descend on her. And she will lose. We have to understand one thing. We are Nigerians. We should be proud of our country. We should fight hard, work hard, and see how we can make this nation greater again. Not to join people in denigrating the nation. Some of you on the show there, acknowledge your presence, acknowledge the effort. But you don't join people in the market in Nigeria. Stop bashing Adia for saying the right thing. Right. Yeah, we know that things are not working well. What effort are we all making to ensure that things change? That is what you should be thinking. Think of what you will do for Nigeria.
Thank you. But in fairness to Kemi, she's not Nigerian.
She's not Nigerian.
She was born British. So she just has her name. Yes, her father and her mother were Nigerians, but she is not Nigerian. And I don't think we should force our culture, our belief system, or our way of doing things on her. She's pure British. She was born there. So she was not naturalized.
Just talking from her own experience.
She can just go on using us, using our place, using our place of origin.
She's not using your place of origin.
Yeah.
She said originally her parents.
Nigeria, my parents, you know now. See, really, I would have just loved that she does her campaign neutrally on good policies that concerns Britain, which she is. Her husband is British, she's British, her kids are British. She can leave Nigeria out of it, campaign wholly for the things she wants to change. If she wants to support migrants, she supports them.
That experience in Nigeria, Nymah, is what led her to get into politics. In a country where she believes
UK didn't have a problem. She got into politics in the UK to solve Nigeria's problem because of her experience in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. Let's take a few comments on social media as we wrap up on this. Let's take any more comments. We're going to wrap it. Let's take a few more phone calls. But really, I think generally, I don't think we're going to talk about this all together.
So it says, how much emphasis do Nigeria put on citizens and citizenship of Nigeria itself? Nigerians are highly maltreated and denigrated within Nigeria by Nigerians.
Someone said that she should remove Kemi from her name. She doesn't want to associate herself with Nigeria.
She's a pure Nigerian. Brits are not deceived. When it's time, they would let her know her origin. Rishi Sunak was booted out because of his origin. Someone said Rishi Sunak never denigrated India, and he got to office.
Interestingly, he was putting their gods and their rituals right in front of Downing Street and wondering, bros, what's going on here?
Asa says, we all enjoyed the movie Formula and Kuti. It helped us appreciate where we are today, while we hope for a better tomorrow, so all history have a role to play in the journey of life's existence. Someone was responding, said, we never invested in transmission all this while. We lost decades to military rule. And if you can talk about that, because who recognized military rule? You know, coup is not a method to attain office in any other, in the colonialist countries, but it's recognized when we have a military leader. Who puts military leaders as heads of countries in African countries? Who recognizes them?
Is it true that they've removed history from our... Is it
we read where and we
Wait,
understand
but is it true that they've removed history from
back
our
now.
subject?
It's back now.
Yeah, thank you. So that should even help us with... We will know that
We have
from
to
history,
wrap
we
up.
will know that we are not at the place where we are. We are in a new place now.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take. I think really much in a nutshell. We have more comments.
Comments, but I'm wondering why...
Let's take a few comments. Let's take more comments to wrap up.
Someone said, is she the first migrant to be in political leadership? Now, identity crisis, they worry Kemi. Kemi is not alone. Many black people are socialized to hate their origins. We must begin to educate.
Samolu says, Rishi Sunak became a prime minister and created visa category for Indians. It is called Indians Young Professional Program. It's for young Indians between age 22 to 30 who are into IT to migrate. Maybe our women can stop, talking about how we dress and everything.
Okay, so that's all we can take on today's show. I hope we learned a few things as we have, but in a nutshell, we wish her, Kemi Badenoch, the best in what she's doing, and hopefully she becomes Prime Minister in the next 5 years. I mean, to be a thing of pride for us to know that somebody with Nigerian descent, right, is Prime Minister. That's fine. With something of pride, but it doesn't have to relate or identify with us in any way. That's all we can take. Oh, we have a caller. Oh, okay. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Hello.
My name is...
You're live.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, about this is, please, I don't think we should be bothered about Kemi at this point in time, because we really don't know why she's saying this. But the point is...
We lost our call. Okay, that's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.